and this color scheme made this pad. The scheme of square one is the same, but combinations are different. And I tied 9 different squares in color combinations. And today we will connect with you. Here's this beauty. Exactly the same. This square scheme can be used in a different gamut. Look what a gentle gamma. Thinner threads. And I conceived another idea. Use this square in this color scheme. I will do around the perimeter. Beautiful lace. And show you in the next masterclass. If you like bright colors, then see which one can be done the same square and how does it look different in a different color scheme. But square me too. I will make out differently and also show you in the next video. In the next master classes, well, you and I begin. Here to this design. Subscribe, there will be many interesting things for you. I will knit with 100% cotton, 50 grams, 330 meters, and crochet. Here is such a color scheme. I picked up. And now we will knit with you first row. This is how he will look. And I take white threads. Each row we will have a new color. So, securing the thread and knit 6 air loops. Ring ready. Now knit first row. It consists of columns with 2 capes. Then there's 1 air loop in between. Total columns should be 16. Four air loops imitate a pole with 2 capes. Do 1 air loop as an arch, and then knit a column with 2 capes. Into the ring. Air loop again, and continue knitting. Here I have 4 times 2, 3. 4 should be 16, like is here. Meet at the end of the row. And so I came to the end and knit the last column. 16th. And times 2, 3, and the 4th loop connecting. Now I'm cutting the thread off. And this thread has already fixed me. Can also cut off. And this one I will now fix under white threads. Ordinary needle. is ready. Here's the left side. That's the right. Second row is very simple. It only consists of columns without a cape, and tied a column above the column, and in the arch 2 columns. To my white color, I will now add blue. Starting, securing the thread, and coming in over the column, skipping the thread and tying the loop. It will we have like a column without a cape. Further into the arch, I tie 2 columns without cape. And now over the column, still a column. Again, under the arch, 2 columns, 1 and 2, and the column above the column, and thus we tie the whole row. And here I am tying in the last arch. And that's on this loop. Doing connecting. Everything is now possible. Cut the thread. And now with a needle, I will fix the strings. This is how it looks on the right side, like this with the left. Now we move on to the third row. This is how the third row looks like. He is also simple. Consists of columns with 1 cape, and there are 3 air loops in the arch. This is how he will look like. And to my sample, I will now choose a dark blue color. Over here's this column, I go into a loop, and here tying 6 air loops. Times 2, 3. It's a column with 1 cape, and once. 2, 3 is arch. Next I do a cape and in 2. Under the third, I tie a column with 1 cape. Again, arch 3 air loops. And repeat. Such columns should be 16. I finish the row. Times 2, 3. Connecting loops. Now I need to secure the ends of the strings. This is how it looks on the right side. Like this with the left. Everything is neat and very beautiful. The fourth row is already harder, and it consists of a group of columns with 2 capes, with common top, and between them arches and 4 air loops. That's how it looks. Well, we will contact you now. I'll take a thread of pink too. 3 air loops. We do not finish. Now all together, arch of 4 air loops. Repeat this element to the next arch of the previous row. Now all loops together. And again arc out of 4 air loops. Then all elements are repeated in a circle. And these elements must be 16. Tie the whole row and meet me at the end. Completing this row, it will straighten everything, will be neat. 5th row is even a little harder. It consists of columns without a cape. And plus, here are such big arches, also tied with poles without a cape. Looks this row like this. And these arches must be 8. I'll take the floss of blue to the top of the petal of the previous row. Fix the thread. And here I will tie a column without a cape. Under the arch of the previous row, I knit 5 columns without cape. Five and top. Petal is also a column. One, 5. Second arch, I also tie columns without a cape once. 2, 3, 4, 5, and top. Also 1 column. When I tied 2 arches, now I will form a large arch. 11 air loops. Turning to the left side. and over the top. Connecting loop. Finishing the arch. Next I do one air loop. Turning to the right side. Untying this chain. 18 columns without a cape. 11 air loops. 18 columns without a cape. This is how beautiful it should turn out. Further me again. Going under the arch. 5 columns without a cape. And 1 column above the top. Knitting the arch again, tie and then form a large arch that's the same. 2 arches tied. Chain of 11 air loops. On the left side, over this here top. Connecting loop, form an arch. Then turn the air loop to the right side. And tie 18 columns without a cape under this arch. Formed the second big arch, and then we go under the next arch of the previous row. Knit there 5 columns without cape. And above the top is also 1 column. This is how we repeat 8 times. I finished knitting the 8th. Big arch times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now with a connecting loop, I end this row. In the first column, arches of the previous row. Now I can complete this row. This is how our parts look at this stage. Already beautiful, and you can already have this finished element. Use for their needlework, but we will go on. Next row, we will have even more interesting and even more difficult. We will tie every big arch and still in the corners. Start forming a square. Here with these loops, there should be 4 of them. 4. On the scheme, it looks like this. Well, I'll show you everything now. For following row, I'll take a thread of white. I already made a loop here. And now about any here, this loop big I hear. For picking up. First loop rise. and tie. White thread. Further, 3 air loops. It's a column with 1 cape, plus 2 air loops. Arch just 5. Through 1. Tying a pole with 1 cape. Further arch 2 air loops. And there's a replay. Tie around. Look at the scheme. Times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And here, we also have 9. Everything is right. Further 1 air loop and transition to angular element. First, loop. Stop. Look, second element times 2, 3, 4, 5. And there's gonna be a big loop here. Times 2, 3, 4, 5. 10 air loops. Turn over. Connecting column. Air loop. Turn to the right side. And into this loop, tie 19 columns without a cape, tightly knit to each other. "19 columns with 1 cape. Top of the previous row column. Connecting column. And then knit again, 2, 3, 4. Column with 1 cape. just 9. Everything is right. Further, transition though, on here such an arch. Repeat. 1 air loop, cape and in the first loop. First column with 1 cape, and further knit. Then we go over. On this one, do not forget to remember that you have to link that loop though. Then complete and transition again. And such loops we should have 4. Complete this series. Times 2, 3. Connecting column. Cutting off the floss. And it turns out that's such a beautiful row. Next row is very simple. But look how he decorated beautifully. Our lace is gorgeous. On the scheme it looks simple, columns without cape and arch. 4 air loops each. Everything is the same. Only need to count carefully. I'll take the pink thread and in the first arch, previous row, here fix the thread. Air loop, and under the same arch, column without cape. Give an arch 4 air loops. And in the previous row to the next arch column, without cape, and thus I tie all this big arch. Seven arches should turn out. Immediately move on to the next arch. Move on to this loop. times 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Continue. Repeat. Completing the row with a connecting column. See what a cute pattern it turns out. Just lovely. And that's our square. Finished. How gorgeous is he? Very handsome. And we only have the last row to tie, forming square shape. And here on the diagram, he is well featured. You can knit yourself. I will not remove the schemes. Well, those who knit with me. Suggest knitting next. Last row. Folded here this. Construction. Looking like a snowflake, I slowly show how it fits, to be clear, and another succession. Changing columns, then without a cape, then with naked, and here also. So in this row should be very attentive. The number also changes. Air loops and arches, then 3, then 2, then again 3. So we will knit slowly and very carefully to comply. Required quantity. All elements, which are drawn on the scheme. So I start from the top. Here is the middle of the arch. Here's my arch from the middle. Times 2, 3, times 2, 3. In the center, I'm starting to knit. I chose a dark blue color on the last row and already made a loop, so first column ready. Next we have 3 air loops and a pull, with 1 cape into the next arch. 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 3, now tie, times 2, 3, 4, loops on the hook, tie a column with 2 threads, that's it, we tied. Knit next. Three together. And the last ray of snowflakes. All snowflake we tied, and continue to finish. Angle, quarter of our square. And last, we reach the top, large arch. Further, there will only be a replay. You can rewind the video back, and here is this fragment to see more 3 times. And tie another 3 corners. 1 corner we have connected. Meet at the end of this row. Here with us. Fantasy last row, we formed a square, and its design can be all sorts of. And diversity depends on what do you want as a result. I wish you creative success, and subscribe to my channel. There will be a lot of beautiful and interesting